Hello folks, how you doing? And welcome to my channel. So here we go. We've got a new calendar year and we've got the first group healing of 2025, which is going to be in February. And the name of this group healing is going to be Healing After Heartbreak. And when I first got the idea for this, it was all to do with Valentine's Day and romantic love and the times when we've had our heart broken during romantic love. And then I was like, actually, that actually narrows it down into a really small area of our lives. And you may think, really, if you think about heartbreak as a bigger thing, um, heartbreak over losing a job, heartbreak over losing a child, heartbreak over losing a parent, heartbreak over abuse, heartbreak over the abuse of power in your world, in the world, the global world, heartbreak at the state of the world, if that's where you're at right now, heartbreak over the death of a pet, heartbreak over your illness, heartbreak over somebody else's illness, heartbreak over losing your home, heartbreak over finances. And I was like, oh my God. So, as humans, we hold a lot of heartbreak. And because Valentine's Day is about love, and I know there's a lot of commercialization around Valentine's Day, but take it away from that. It also gives us an opportunity to tune back into love. And because of the world that we live in right now, a very busy world, a very productive world, we can lose that. We can lose that. And you'd be surprised at the power of colour and the power of symbols. So round about Valentine's Day, when you're seeing love hearts everywhere, and you're seeing the colour pink and baby pink and reds, and because red is all about the root chakra fears, and pink is all about love and romance and pink roses and red roses. Um, that will be doing stuff within us that we have no idea about. And because I'm into alchemy and self alchemy, it can either be something that makes us or breaks us. So, this next group healing is about, it's hard with these group healings to word them correctly because healing heartbreak to some people can sound like Claire's going to come in and clear all your pain out, clear all the heartbreak out, and make everything better. And yes, to some extent. But to another extent, what happens with healing is it brings stuff up for us to look at. It brings old stories up for us to re-look at. And with any healing or therapy or whatever it is you do to bring peace, understanding, and self-exploration into your life, there comes a time when stuff comes up, memories, dreams, feelings, rage, pain, emotional outbursts, anxiety, because what that is the body, the mind, the soul's way of bringing our attention back to something. It's also the release. Have you ever trapped your finger in a door or cut yourself with a knife or all of a sudden a pain in your hip that just comes from nowhere? And there's that moment when you have that pain where you feel rageful, you feel angry, or you start crying, or a memory from the past comes up when your best friend at high school laughed at you, or when that lad at school that you had a crush on laughed at you, and it comes up and you're like, what's that got to do with my hip? What's that got to do with cutting my finger? What's that got to do with banging my elbow on the door? It's because that's where it was stored. And pain is actually the body trying to release stuff. But what happens is when that happens, we try to stop it, we try to suppress it, we don't tune into it, we don't put our hands on it and talk to it. If you have a one-on-one session with me in shamanic healing and you come with an illness, sometimes I'll journey with the illness. So say if it's, I don't know, cancer or if it's arthritis, we'll journey with the illness and we'll talk to the illness and we'll see what the illness is all about. And it's a real deep dive and it comes in layers as well. So I'm looking forward to this group healing because I think as humans we're carrying so much heartbreak. And for those of you that watch me regular, you'll know that I've been doing some stuff lately around cacao and Lady Cacao and the medicine of Lady Cacao. And Lady Cacao is about the heart. She's a heart-centered medicine. And when you start to drink that on a regular basis, you start to think about your own heart and the fact that if one person, and I know there's a lot of people drink cacao, but if one person can have this experience, then think about the rest of the world and the pain that we can hold in our heart, the pain that we can hold in our emotions. And because the frequencies of the world are changing, we're going to be required more and more to step into our hearts, to step into our feelings. We've lived in a very programmed society where you have been programmed to switch off, zone out, and deflect stuff onto other things, other people, other situations. We've been encouraged to lose ourselves in movies, to lose ourselves in collective chaos or whatever, to zone out. And I'm not saying you can't watch a movie, but when your only way of coping is to switch that telly on and watch something just so it takes your mind off something, we know that we're in trouble. Part of the awakening, you're going to be required to feel. And when we've numbed down via drink, drugs, medication, diet, sugar, trauma, doom scrolling, overworking out, all of the other stuff that we can do, over reading books, because I'm looking at that at the minute as well. Um, it can really derail us when we're going for healing, what we start to feel. That's part of healing. And those feelings can look very different each time. Each time you go through a moon cycle, each time you go through a solstice, each time you go through a group healing or a one-on-one group healing, it can look different because it's different emotions. So you could have a Reiki session and a couple of days after you feel like rageful, you feel tearful, you feel quite erratic. In that moment, what we're meant to do is we're meant to sit with that. We're meant to take ourselves out of a situation so we don't cause further chaos and further pain, especially to ourselves and others, and tune into what are you trying to show me? Where do you come from? You know, the advanced human that's going to be evolving in the future will be able to track and trace the pain. Many people can do that now because they've been self-mastering for quite some time. But the advanced human, advanced spiritual human that's coming in the future and that we are also evolving into will be approaching emotions and pain in a very different way than we've been doing it. They're going to be real alchemists. In fact, in some cases, they'll get quite a kick out of something's going wrong in my life. I'm having a bit of a moment. I'm going to track it. Um, and that's going to be interesting to see and to see it in ourselves. And you know what? It's already happening. You know, many of the time I look in the comment section or emails or sessions and you'll come out with things without even realizing that you're actually tracking your own stuff in a comment section. Um, or you'll be watching a video and you'll be tracking your own stuff in the video without even sharing it in the comment section. And there'll be lots of moments of nodding your head because you're tracking. But a lot, it's like manifestation. We can manifest a lot of chaos without realizing we're manifesting chaos. We can be tracking without realizing that we're tracking. So there's a lot to look forward to. I also believe firmly that this year and some of the things that I'm feeling is about getting ourselves as spiritually, as mentally, and as physically well, healthy as we can. And that again can bring up a trigger when we talk about physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, all of that, heart health, emotional heart health. That can bring up triggers when there's still raw pain there or raw disharmony. But it's going to be required because when we go into 2020, 2032, which I know is seems a while off, we're going to go up to another increase in energy. So from like now 2025 upwards, there's going to be more energy hitting the planet. There's going to be more light hitting the planet. There's going to be bigger moon portals, bigger solstices, bigger geomagnetic storms, bigger solar flares, bigger Schumann surges. If there's something out of alignment, it's going to come up. So it's hard to fit all this into a short video. So doing as much as we can to get ourselves in alignment is the best thing we can do. And I'm not talking about sitting there and being all namaste and sugarcoating it and putting loads of bullshit on it and pretending it's all fine, it's all wonderful, happy clappy. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being accountable for what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, getting used to not throwing it out into the world. Have you ever, and we've all done this, gone through something in your life or seen something and you've texted someone straight away or you've gone to tell someone? We've all done this. If you think about that thing is a ball of energy that we're passing around, This is not about talking about something and sharing it. It's about, it's like a hot plate. It's like, oh, take that plate off me. We're doing that a lot. And we can do it online as well. We hear something online. It happened to me the other day. I saw something and I was like, I'm going to share that. And I sat with it and I was like, okay, I'm going to share it. So I screenshot it and I was going to, yeah, I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it on my personal page. And I sat with it for a day and I was like, I don't need to share that because all that is something that I've seen that has upset me that I am actually struggling to process and I need to throw it out into the world. And what it'll do is it'll just trigger people that are not ready to hear it, that are not ready to see it. I'll receive lots of energetic attack. I'll receive a keyboard warrior will coming and I'll end up in a shitstorm. Do I need to share that? No, I don't. What do I need to do? I need to process it. And I processed it and moved on. And I knew that in time, stuff like that will come up when people are ready. And I say this about awakening when we start to ram things down people's throats. You could be learning all kinds of things about the world and you want to share it and tell people. And what happens is people block you out, they delete you, they troll you, they attack you, they mock you, and you'll come under more attack. And rather than it actually causing more healing, it causes more chaos. It leaves you feeling downhearted. So, coming back to the group healing, this group healing is going to be about releasing all of that stuff, all of those old heartbreak stories, so that we're much more spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically mature enough to deal with old heartbreaks and future heartbreaks that are going to come in the future. You know, when I plan these group healings, I actually don't look at astrology at all. I will just sit down, beginning of the year, and I will just plan it around my itinerary. But when I come to do the video, I always get the old moon diary out here. Got this year's. This is the Astro Moon Diary for 2025. And I always have a look and see what's happening. And what's happening on the 12th of February, which is the second day of this group healing, is a full moon in Leo. Okay. Or is it? Ah, full moon in Leo. Full moons are about release. And I was like, wowzers, wowzers. And the power of Leo as well. You know, being the lion, being the powerful lion going for, I mean, look how majestic a lion is. But I'm also being shown Aslan out of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, who is a lion in the books, but he's also a kind lion. He can be fierce, but he can also be kind. He's learnt to channel his heartbreak. He's learnt to channel his pain. If somebody comes up and attacks the ones he's loved, he's going to go savage like a lion does. But he's the strong lion. It's that we're tuning into with this full moon in Leo with the group healing. Excuse me. We've then got 2 days later, February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is a portal. It's a portal of love. It's a portal, it can be a portal of releasing heartbreak. It's about, you know, being able to go out into the world and not think, oh, it's Valentine's Day and mock it. A lot of the reason why people mock it or take the piss out of it or shut off from it is because there's pain there. When your heart's open and healthy, to see Valentine's cards, to see balloons, to see flowers, to see people that you work with getting a delivery of flowers is actually a joyful experience for you. When you find yourself going into resentment, jealousy, self-sabotage, victim mentality, that's a sure sign there's some pain there. You know, if you're trying for a child and you can't fall pregnant, but your best friend does or your sister does, when you go into that energy or that pain or that rage or that why me, you know there's a pain there that needs to be released because ultimately the birth of a child, the conceiving of a child is a joyous occasion. When we view it as something else, which can happen, we know there's a pain. You see how your story can show you things. So say that is happening to you, that's something being reflected back to you that needs attention. It's the same with if you're not getting engaged or you're not being asked out on dates and all your friends are. They're all reflections of what's happening internally. What we do is because we're not taught how to channel properly, how to channel our thoughts and feelings and experiences, we go into self-sabotage, we go into victim mode, we go into other lower deserving energies and reactions to things. And there is lower reactions, there are lower energies, there are higher energies, there are higher behaviors. Um, so This group healing, whether it's the death of a cat, a dog, the death of a child, the child walking away from you, um, getting older can be a heartbreak. Going through perimenopause for a lot of women at the minute is heartbreak. Going through menopause can be heartbreak. Retirement can be heartbreak. Um, Losing your physical ability can be heartbreak. Losing a partner can be heartbreak. Whatever your heartbreak is, then this group healing is the one for you. You will be required throughout it to feel, to switch on, to be your feeling alchemist, if that makes sense. Going through this next year and beyond, as humans, we're going to be required to master our feelings much better, which is why you're possibly going through a big roller coaster at the minute, because we're going to be learning how to master feelings better. Because another reason why the world is as it is because we weren't taught how to master feelings, okay? We weren't taught how to handle grief, pain, loss, feeling left on the shelf. We weren't taught it. Um, but now you're going to be required to learn it. And also remembering that there's a guru within you as well. So it's not all about the external. So those couple of days, from my side of things, I'll be working on the channeling. I'll be working on the releasing. I'll be working on the upgrades that will come, the rebuilding the chakra system. I'll be, looking at the old stories, doing the energetic fire ceremonies that I do, um, working with all the elements as well, to bring in all the elements that all the healing that can come with all the elements, to also give support as well. So, for although it's a group healing and you're not here talking on Zoom with me, I still do it energetically. I still get told off my guides if there's one or two of you that are struggling with it, and we will come in, even though it's a group healing. We come in, um, and we give comfort. We give comfort, or we'll slow down the tempo a little bit for that person just so they can realign it, and then we'll bring it back in, if that makes sense. So if you want to become a better version of you, and you want to become more into self-mastery of emotions, and you want to understand the heartbreak of the past, because everyone that comes into your life is predestined. They're predestined to come into your life to show you something for you to make peace with. Again, that's not something else you're taught growing up. If you're wanting to step into that power so that you can have an easier life going forward when there is something that comes up that breaks your heart or past heartbreaks, then this group healing is for you. I've got a couple of decks here. I'll pull some cards on it. Oracle of the Angels by Mario Dugai, who knows? And we've also got Water Temple Oracle by Susie Sherub. Yeah. Let's do the angel cards. So we'll do 3 cards from each. So heartbreak group healing, healing heartbreak group healing, healing heartbreak group healing. And then, working with the full moon as well, which will help to release. It'll help to, and don't forget as well that moons amplify things. So there's a reason why this group healing has fallen when it has. So heartbreak group healing. Inner peace. Inner peace. It's a portal for inner peace. Inner child. For some of you, there's a lot of stuff from childhood that is still causing intense heartbreak. And what's happened for a lot of you is because you've not dealt with that. You've not dealt with the fact that you couldn't be that little peaceful little girl, that you couldn't step into who you wanted to be, that you had to suppress part of yourself. It's rumbled on throughout your life. Relationships, sex, money, medication, all of it's been sabotaged because this little one here is needing some self-care. He or she is needing to be heard. And there's an inner peace needed for that. And that's the case with healing. Sometimes you'll come in and you'll say, I've just going through a divorce, so I'd like healing for the divorce. And what we'll sometimes find is it'll be something we'll heal in the childhood. And the client will say, but Claire, I came in about my divorce. and you focus on the childhood. Why is that? Why have the guys brought up the inner child? I'm all right with my inner child, and you're obviously not, because there's something in the inner child that started this spiral on, that started this neediness on, that started this needing to be heard, seen, loved, which consequently attracted you into that person who you're now divorcing from. So rather than just dealing with that, we need to deal with the core. You know, it's like anything that goes wrong in the body. What caused this? What caused the epilepsy? What caused the diabetes? What caused the heart attack? What caused it? Rather than let's just deal with that. Okay? Higher consciousness, being able to go higher. Remember the year ahead reading I did for 2025? And we were told very specifically that 2025 is the start of being required to go higher. And awareness as well, the awareness of the universe. That you're not just caught up in. I'm being shown Scrooge, the Charles Dickens character, caught up in his own stuff, not being able to see the bigger picture. There's many Scrooges out. There's Scrooge within us all that can come out of Valentine. Well, actually, yeah, Valentine's Day Scrooge. That's walking around angry and vengeful and bitter and twisted. We've all been there. And by not being able to open your heart, you're not able to access something bigger than yourself. So, this group healing is going to enable you to access something bigger than yourself, for you to be able to fully focus on your ascension path. A lot of people are blocked at the minute on the ascension path because of things they're not looking at, because of past pain. They can't do it. It's almost like the last mile of the Great North Run, or the last mile of a marathon, or the last 10 minutes of a gym session. I can't do it. And I said, fuck it then. When I did, sod it, I can't do it. Well, keep going, even if you have to slow down the pace, if that makes sense. So let's look at the other deck. Got one that's fallen out already. What is this? Tibetan Buddhist monk mindfulness. I listen to the wisdom of my heart. There's already wisdom within your heart that needs to be listened to, but it's not getting listened to. It's not even having a chance to come out because of this old heartbreak or heartbreaks, if that makes sense. At the bottom, we've got the white spring release. I let go with peace. It's not Claire, take it off me, Claire, take it off me, Claire, take it off me. It's a deep breath, ground, up as above, so below. I let go with peace. The red spring, well-being. I am vibrant. I am vibrant. There's a lot of spring energy in these. Sacred spring vitality. I dance toward the light. Now, I know in the UK, by the time this comes in, we'll have like a month or so before we start heading into those spring energies. I know in the southern hemisphere, you'll be going into your autumnal energies, but again, autumnal is about release. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, you'll be going into your release energies. If you're in the northern hemisphere, you'll be going into your spring forward. So it balances it out of what you'll all be going through. Okay. Your vitality, your creation. People that have heartbreak cannot create. A lot of the time we'll create more chaos, more pain to actually say, see, I told you no one loves me. People will go out and sabotage. I see it a lot, where people will sabotage just to say, told you no one loves me. I'm unlovable. Told you I can't do anything. I'm, little old me. I'm hopeless, helpless. And we're going to have to step out of that, because that energy is going to become denser and denser and denser as we go forward. The vision I'm being shown is being trapped inside your own prison. Um, And but the key is within. That's what I'm being shown. The key is actually within, and it's within the heart chakra. So if you want to step out of your own prison, whatever your own prison looks like, it's about the heart chakra. Abundance is about the heart. That's when you're Lady Cacao, when you're drinking Lady Cacao, she's all about abundance. Living an abundant life. We're meant to live an abundant life. We're meant to have money. We're meant to have abundance. We're meant to be able to create. So the next group healing will be on the 11th and 12th of February 2025. It'll be £22 as normal for 2 days, distance channeled healing. For those of you that have never done this before, there are no Zoom links, no lives. It's not a one-on-one. You will not be sent a link to access anything. It's a distant channel event. Each day, I will put a video on here on this YouTube channel for you to come and watch where I pull some cards, talk about the energies, have a check-in. These 2 days are not just about me giving you healing, they're about you taking part as well. The more that you can be present, the more that you can help yourself. So, ways you can help yourself: meditate, journal, light exercise, having a nice light diet, being present with yourself. This isn't about paying me 22 quid and off you pop, that's it. This is about you paying £22 and going, this is my 2 days. My 2 days, as in your 2 days, to really delve deep. We've just done the cacao video. For those of you that were drawn to start drinking cacao daily, it's a great opportunity to start bringing that into your life from the time of filming, so you get to a good equilibrium by February. You don't have to drink cacao if you don't want to, but I know many of you saw that video and were like, yes, because again, that is another medicine that you can bring in to help you, and it is magic, okay? But again, like all medicine, she will bring stuff up, and some of that stuff you may not want to look at. But I implore you and I beg you to look at it, no matter how ugly it is, no matter how frightening it is, no matter how triggering it is, because that's how you're going to release yourself from your prison. To take part in the group healing, you go below into the description box and the pinned comment. You scroll down a little bit. It'll say next group healing, the dates. To take part, follow this link and it will take you straight to the group healing tab. The group healing tab has all your guidance on it that you need. It's all there for you on the website. That's where you make your payment as well. If you go a little bit too far down, you'll go into the normal website and you'll go to the homepage. That's fine. It's homepage, services, scroll down, group healing, and that's it. So, yeah, 11th and 12th of February 2025, Healing Heartbreak Group Healing. And it's only £22. Where else can you get 2 days, good quality, distance channeled healing around the clock for £22 to give yourself, okay, to release yourself? Because ultimately, yes, many people will come into your life to help and guide you, but ultimately, it's going to be you that saves you. You are going to be your own master. So, thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.